Scotty P, the magician here. I'm dressed up a little bit fancy today because I was just out handing out business cards and things to wedding venues in the local area. So I thought, hey, while I'm dressed up, why not throw on some lights, chuck on the camera, and do a bit of magic for Twitch. Don't need to be wearing those. I'll chuck on the top and bottom cam so you can see what's going on. I can see what's going on this screen, but it's a bit delayed, so hopefully that doesn't throw things off. And let's kick things off. I'm going to have a card selected, so I've got these wheels set up now where I can I'm going to have to set up a screen for the wheels. I've got these wheels set up that have the card value, the card suit, and a random number for if we need to do random number stuff. To start with, let's just grab a card and see what our lucky card is going to be. Queen of Diamonds. Let me grab out the Queen of Diamonds for you and switch back to, this is where I need what's it called? Stream Deck. I need a Stream Deck where I can just punch in buttons and flick between scenes. Let me raise on up. So I'll probably be able to do this one standing up. Queen of Diamonds was a random selection. And we're going to use this card, I don't know if you can see it, but I've got a one-touch card protector sitting over here. We're going to use him very shortly. I've got to try and do this for the camera though. Hopefully you can see what's happening. The Queen is going to get pushed in and placed inside the card protector. It's going to get locked in there. Hopefully this works because I tried this one on another stream and it didn't quite work, but we'll see how we go. Sometimes when you hand people cards to shuffle, they like to shuffle them like this. Usually when they're drunk, they like to try and throw off the magician and make things very difficult by making cards that are facing back to back, back to front, front to back, and we've got a face to face or front to front. And how I like to fix this is when they choose to do this to me, I get them to hold on to the Ace of Diamonds in this case, whatever the top card is, and they wave it in a circle over the deck. What that does is it takes the deck back in time to when they weren't a jumbled mess, back when they're all facing the way that they should. And then I remind them, back when all the cards were facing the way that they should be, I wasn't holding on to the Ace of Diamonds. I was holding on to their selection. The Queen of Diamonds. Which begs the question, where did the ace go? Right inside that protected card protector, locked away. How it got there is pure magic. And that's the first trick. First cab off the rank. I'll tell you what, let's use a red deck for this because there's going to be some signing going on. And it's easier to see the signatures when they're on the red back, not the blue back. I have to figure out how this is going to work with stream, but normally I'd have someone call out stop at any point and they'd choose a random card. In this case, we've got a king. We can't really do much with the king on the front because it's quite a busy pattern, so we'll write something on the back. Again, normally I'd have someone in chat say a word or something to write on the back of it, but maybe we can use our random number generator just to give us a random number. $12. So I'll go ahead and write a big 12 on the back. And now I've got to switch to top and bottom cam. There we go. So we've got 12. Can you see that? Number 12 written on the back of the king, which we're going to leave just on the mat here. Make sure you can see that at all times. We'd usually do this twice, so someone calls out stop. Which camera? We'll use this camera. Someone calls out stop at any point, and we wrote on the back of the king because it was a pretty busy pattern, but since we've got some white space here, we can write something on the front here. Let's just go with the 12th letter of the alphabet, which I don't know off the top of my head. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L. Let's go with a word starting with L. Lucky. Now, once again, this is all words that the spectator or someone in chat could suggest. It's just, I'm here on my own, so I've got to come up with them on my own. Yeah, we didn't put lucky on the back. We put lucky on the front. We've got the number 12 on the back of the king. If I can just show this camera, I can take the number 12 off the king and place it in my hand. And we've got lucky sitting on top of the number 12. On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Hopefully that didn't blow out your eardrums, and hopefully we now have the number 12 on the back of the lucky 8 of diamonds. And there we have another miracle. So again, we've got, let's see if we can pick that up, your card and some queens. Your card is going to get lost in the middle of the deck, and we need the queens for this. We've got 2 red queens and 2 black queens. We're not going to use all 4 queens at the same time. We're actually going to use the red queens, and they can live just over here, if that's in Camp Note. Somewhere where you can see them. Red queens can be there. The black queens are actually going to find your card simply by, use a card that's not marked, that was from a different trick. Placing the queens in the middle of the deck, we do that magic move again, and that moves the queens through, and they trap once again 1 card or 2 cards. Okay, they've trapped 2 cards here, but if one of these was your card, that'd still be pretty impressive, right? Boom, the red queens. But if the red queens are here, then what's sitting over here? You guessed it, your card. And that is a miracle performed by Scotty P, the mid-strength magician, knocking over all his props. Random number generator. We got a 6 and spades. 6 of spades. We do got one of those. This I might leave that out of the deck. It keeps popping up. We can jump back to our cam. 6 of spades is our selection. I'm just going to cut it into the middle of the deck, I think. And we can do that down here. We can cut 6 into the middle. I'm going to mark the card in a magical way. Magicians can do this so that only they can see it, but I'm going to try and do it so that you can get a gist of how magicians can track cards and mark cards. I'm going to use the Sharpie for this. I'm just going to place it on top. Think about your 6 of spades. Now, it might be pretty subtle, but you should see on the back of one of these cards a marking. Yeah, there it is. Pretty subtle, but that tells me that this is your card, and we know it's your card because we saw it before. It is the 6 of spades. Now, normally, I don't do this trick more than once, but today is going to be an exception. I could, once again, get someone to call out stop at some point, or even give me a number to count down to. But I'll just stop at some point. We've got the 10 of hearts. And the 10 of hearts is going to have the same thing done. I'm going to cut it into the middle of the deck. And just like that, the 10 of hearts is now marked with your card on the back of it. But it's not in here. It's actually been here the whole time because your card is now the 10 of hearts. So it changes every time your card changes. And that's how we track cards as a magician. Thanks for joining if you joined. Thanks for watching if you watched. If you're watching this on YouTube, please remember to click like and subscribe. It helps out the channel. Do all that good stuff like commenting and clicking. And I will see you on the next one. My name's Scotty P, and I bloody love magic. Bye.